Welcome to On Capitol Hill with Congressman Lloyd Smucker, a weekly legislative update to keep you informed on the latest issues. Congressman Smucker, this week you voted in support of H.R. 6395, called the National Defense Authorization Act. Could you explain this legislation and why you voted for it?
Sure, Greg. Thank you. I was proud to support the NDAA, we call it, that the House passed on a bipartisan basis here on Tuesday of this week. That stands for the National Defense Authorization Act, and it sets our nation's defense and national security policy and also provides for the spending in those areas. Keeping our citizens safe, providing the defense for our nation is our utmost priority. And this bill, H.R. 6395, ensures that our brave men and women who are protecting us will have the resources necessary to keep our nation secure. In total, the bill would provide nearly $750 billion in spending on national defense and security programs, and that stays in line, by the way, with previously agreed to caps on spending. The legislation provides a 3% raise for our service members, takes steps to deter continued aggression from China, and ensures that our nuclear deterrent is safe and reliable. So we passed it in the House. It now heads to the Senate, where they've considered their own version of the NDAA. But like in previous years, this legislation will come together in what's called a conference committee, where members from both the House and the Senate and from both political parties will meet to create a final compromise on the legislation that will then be brought forward for a final vote.
Lebanon County, which is next door to the 11th District, is taking Governor Wolf to court after he withheld federal coronavirus relief funding. Do you think the county will be successful in getting those federal funds?
Well, they certainly should be. This is just terrible. The governor is refusing to give Lebanon County over $10 million in federal funding. Remember, this is federal funding that was allocated by Congress and then allocated to Lebanon County by the Pennsylvania General Assembly as well. When Congress came together to pass the CARES Act at the end of March, we provided $150 billion in funding to be used by state and local governments to respond to the coronavirus. It was always our understanding that these funds would be driven out on a local level to support a targeted response in our communities. Pennsylvania received nearly $5 billion of those funds, and some of those dollars went directly to larger counties and municipalities, cities based on population size. So, for instance, Lancaster County received $95 million in direct federal assistance because it has a population of over 500,000. And the remaining funds were intended to be distributed to other counties and municipalities earlier this month. And that was done, but now the governor is purposely keeping that federal money from going to Lebanon County. And he said in an interview that he won't give them any of that because in May, the Lebanon County commissioners made what they thought was the best local decision to begin reopening their county. And so, frankly, because Lebanon County disagreed with the governor, they're being punished. And as further punishment, Lebanon County is also the last county in the state that the governor allowed to move to his green phase of reopening. So to me, there's just no excuse for the governor withholding federal funding provided by the CARES Act, which was intended to support all counties responding to COVID-19. So these funds need to be released. They need to be released soon to assist the residents of Lebanon County. It is really unfortunate that the governor is choosing to do this, and it just doesn't have to be this way. He can put an end to this today by releasing those funds to Lebanon County, and I certainly hope that he comes to his senses and chooses to do the right thing here.
Thank you, Congressman Smucker. We look forward to hearing from you next time.
Thank you, Greg.
Tune in again next time for On Capitol Hill with Congressman Lloyd Smucker.